Hello everyone, once again welcome back to the Desire Automation channel. Today we are going to see how to develop a project for multiple window in InterSCADA. Okay, so here I am having a InterSCADA icon. Double click on it. Let us wait until it is opening. It is open now. Let us maximize it. Okay, here you can see InTouch Application Manager window will get open. Here we have to create the file. So for that, go to the file, click on new, browse the location where you want to save your file. Let me browse the location. Okay, suppose I want to save my file at this location. Click on OK, click on next, give the file name that you have to give. Okay, suppose let me give the file name as a multiple window. Okay, let us select it and copy it. Click on next, give the same name that we have given previously. So let us paste it, click on finish. Here you can see multiple window file is created over here. That is nothing but the new InTouch application. Okay, so double click on multiple window, click on OK, click on ignore. Let us wait until it is opening. Okay, it is open now. Here you can see InTouch Window Maker window is open. Okay, so we can make our project graphical representation over here. Okay, so we are doing multiple window in InterSCADA. So for that we need a window. Let us create a first window. So for that, go to the file, click on new window, give the name. Suppose let me give the name as a main window. Click on OK. Here you can see our first window, main window, is created over here. Now in this project I have to create near about 8 multiple window file. Okay, it means I have to create a project for 8 windows. So what I will do, I will create second window. Okay, so for that again go to the file, click on new window, give the name of second window. Suppose the name of second window is home. Okay, home window. Click on OK. So this is nothing but my second window and the name of window is home window. Now I want third window. Okay, so I will go to the file, click on new window, and I will give the name as a tank filling. Okay, the name of my third window is tank filling. Click on OK. So by this way I have created first window, second window, third window. So we have to create 8 total windows. So we will create all the windows similarly. Okay, so let us do it. Fourth window is IO status window, means input output status window. So I will give the name IO underscore status window. Okay, click on OK. Then fifth number window is real trend window. So I will give the name real trend. Why I am giving the name as a real trend? Because I am going to see a real trend graph over here. Okay, so that is why. So click on OK. This is my real trend window. Now I want historical trend window. So file, take a new window and give the name as a historical You can give any name. I am giving historical, let me give the name historical trend. Okay, I am giving historical trend. Okay, you can also give the name in abbreviation, hist trend. Okay, like that. So I am doing all the things in detail so that you will read the things clearly. Okay, so just click on OK. Then now I want two more windows, that is nothing but the alarm summary and alarm history. So go to the file, click on new window and give the name as alarm summary. Okay, then last window is alarm history. Click on OK. Okay, so here you can see how many windows I have taken. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 and 8. Total 8 windows are over here. So we are going to do the project for 8 windows, that is nothing but the multi windows in IntestSCADA. So our first window is main window. Double click on it. Okay, so here you can see main window is created over here. Okay, or we can say it comes to us. Okay, we can see the main window on screen. Okay, let us maximize it. Okay, so now on main window what we need to see, we need to show the clock, welcome, our project name, project done by, contact, mail address and so on. Okay, so first of all I want a clock. So for that go to the wizard, then there is the option, means wizard selection window will get open and there is the option for clocks. So go to the clocks and select any type of clock which you want to use. Let me select this type of digital time oblique date with frame clock. So click on OK and I want my clock over here. Okay, so you can also take it. Okay, so I have taken a clock over here. Okay, so for proper presentation what we will do, we will take one block, on that we can see our main window. Okay, so here is the square option and I will select this as my main window. Okay, I will arrange it properly and we will take this clock over here. Okay, it is not seen to us, so we will take it front. Okay, so right click on it, go to the back oblique front option and bring to front. Okay, so then adjust it according to your requirement. Okay, so let us maximize our box. This is nothing but our main window and on that I have taken a clock and I am placing my clock over here. Let us arrange it properly. Okay, this is our clock. Now what you want to do, we have to give the name as a main window. Okay, so go to the text and give the name as a main window. Main window. Okay, so let us maximize it. Okay, so that it will look proper. Let us arrange it at particular location. Okay, now this is our main window. We can also give the name. Okay, so let me minimize some size. Okay, sorry, it's done by mistake. Okay, so this is our main window. Okay, let me welcome all. So for that I will take a text for welcome. Okay, so go to the text and then give the text as a welcome. Okay, let us maximize it, let us arrange it. Okay, For proper representation or to make our presentation or graphical representation attractive, let us change the color of our text. So here is the text color. Let me do the green color, or you can choose any one type of. Okay, so here is also option for red, pink. Okay, whatever you can take. How it looks. Okay, so this one is okay. Okay, welcome. Let us maximize it. Okay, you can also change the font size like this. I don't want it. Okay, means you can make also italic or bold and bold. Okay, so I want it bold. I want underline over there. Okay, so then okay, this is okay. This is my window. Okay, it is not looking proper over here, so let me arrange my clock at the right hand side of my window. Okay, so now I have to show over here project name. So again we will go to the text and give the name as a project name. Okay, but all is in green, so I don't want it in green, so I will go to the text color and I will make it black. Then I will maximize it. Okay, project name. Then I want to give the project name as a multiple window in InTouch SCADA. Okay, let us maximize it. Okay, then we can also arrange it. You can also change the text color. So let me give this color. Okay, then multiple window in InTouch SCADA. Let us right click on it, go to the substitute, go to the substitute string. Here you can edit your text. So I want dash in between InTouch. Okay, so click on OK. Now by this way you can also edit your text. Okay, so now I want to give the name project by. So go to the text, click on the screen and type your title project by. Okay, this is in pink color, so let me change the color of this text. I want black color, then maximize its size. Okay, okay, this is okay. Then arrange it properly. Then give the name project by who is doing this project. So now I should give by Desire Automation. Okay, this is small. So I want to edit my text, so for that I will do the right click. I will go to the substitute. I will go to substitute string and I will correct my text. Okay, Desire Automation, then click on OK. Let us maximize it. Okay, let us arrange it properly. Then let us change the color of it. Let me give this color, or you can also give the any color which you want. Suppose I want more color, and in that I want this one color. Okay, because Desire Automation having logo in orange color, that is why I choose the orange color for Desire Automation. Okay, then we can also take here text as a contact. So let me give the contact as a title. contact. Okay, then we will change the text color as a black, then we'll make it bold, sorry, not bold, we'll make it large in font. Okay, then let me give the contact whatever, suppose contact is 9876542321. okay, and only we need to edit it, so go to the substitute, go to substitute string and text, edit your text. Okay, so click on OK, then make it large in size, then change the text color so that it will be look good. Let me give this color black itself. Okay, now you can also add any titles like email or address, anything. Okay, so now the most important thing is we have to take a button, because from main window we have to go to the home window. Okay, so here is the option at right hand side, here is the option as a button, so click on button and drag and draw it. Okay, so this is our button. So by doing the click on this button we can switch to any window out of 8 window. Okay, so first of all let me give the name as a home to this button, so select on it, do the right click, then go to substitute string and give the name as a home. Okay, so just click on OK. So by this way what we have done, we have designed our main window, and on the main window we are welcoming all, and we are having our project name, project file name, means who is going to do this project or who is doing this project. Then we also add the contact over here and clock to see the real time. Okay, so now it is showing 10 March 1992 because this is system time. When we will go to the runtime, then it will show automatic the current time. Okay, and current date, so don't bother about it. And we have also taken this button as a home button, so when I will click on this I can switch to the home window. Okay, so for that double click on home, there is a option for different property. Go to the touch push button property and in that select show window property. Okay, so when show window property, why? Because when we do or when we touch the push button, then what will happen, it will show a new window, so that is why the property is show window. Okay, and click on next link, then it will show you window to show when touch. Okay, so here we have to mention which window to show when touch, so I want to show home window. Okay, when I will touch to the home button, then I want to show home window, so that is why I have chosen over here home window. Then click on OK and click on OK. Okay, so for this time we are doing programming or graphical representation, so what we will do, we will do one by one programming for all the windows. Okay, so let me go to the home window. Now it is open over here. Let us maximize it. Okay, we will take that square as per our main window, so let me copy it, go to the home window, just paste it, Okay, so you can see I have taken the square, the rectangle box, a white box from the previous window. Okay, so it is just similar to the previous window because I have copied it and paste over here. Okay, so similarly I will copy the clock also because all the things will look similar. Okay, so that's why I will copy it, then go to the home window, then do the right click, and okay, it is not copied, so I need to go in main window once again, click on it, then copy it, go to the home window, then paste it, click on screen, then paste it. Okay, then again click on screen, you will get the clock. Okay, so here is our clock now. Let us check, is there anything to copy? Okay, so let me go to the main window. Okay, so I don't want anything from over here. Okay, so go to the home window. Here we will give name as a home because this is the home window. So go to the text and give the name as a home. Okay, let us maximize it, let us arrange it at center. Okay, so then clock is already taken. Now we have to take buttons, so go to the button, then draw it over here. Okay, we want to switch to the total 7 windows, so that purpose we want to switch to the 8 windows. So for that purpose what we will do, we will take 7 buttons. Okay, to switch for, why? Because we want to switch to the 7 windows. Okay, so then copy the same so that it will look similar all over. Okay, click on the screen and then paste. Okay, then again click on the screen and adjust your text button, again paste it and click on the screen and adjust your text button as per your requirement. I want my next text button over here. Okay, so I have taken 3 text buttons, I want more 4 again. So click on the screen, paste it. Okay, so let us arrange. Okay, then again take another button, I want 2 more buttons, so I will paste again, click on screen. Okay, and the last one, so for that paste it, click on screen and arrange it. So I want it over here. Okay, so now the time is to give the name to each button. Okay, so for that select it, right click on the button, then go to the substitute, then there is the option substitute tag oblique substitute tag and substitute string. So go to the substitute string. So here you can give our new string. So I want to give as a tank filling. Click on OK. Okay, so we can also maximize the font size, but this one is okay. Okay, how it looks, tank filling. Okay, it is good. So select next button, right click on it, go to the substitute, then go to the substitute strings, then give the new substitute string as a IO status. Click on OK, then maximize it, then select third button, right click on it, go to the substitute, go to the substitute string, then give the name as a real trend. Click on OK, then maximize it. Okay, then select the next button, right click on it, go to the substitute, then go to the substitute strings, and let me give the name as a historical trend. Click on OK. So I need to maximize the button size, so I will maximize it and also increase the font size. Let us see how it looks. Okay, historical trend. Okay, so let me arrange all these buttons for this size, so it will look proper. Okay, so select your button, right click on it, click on substitute, click on substitute string and give the name as a alarm summary. Click on OK, then increase the font size. Okay, then click on next button, right click on it, go to the substitute string, then give the name as a alarm history, then click on OK, then maximize it. Okay, and the last button is main window button. Okay, so give the name as a main window. Click on OK. You can maximize the font or increase the font size. Okay, so we will make all the buttons in equal size. Okay, so let me do it. Okay, let us arrange this main window button at center. So this is nothing but our graphical representation for home window. So we will select the properties for all the buttons. Okay, so double click on tank filling button, then select the show window property, click on next link, and when we will select on that, then what we have to see? We have to see the tank filling window. Okay, so select tank filling window, then click on OK. Click on OK. Then double click on IO status. Select show window property. Click on next link. Select IO status window. Click on OK. Click on OK. Then double click on real trend, select show window property, click on next link, then select real trend window. Okay, then click on OK, then double click on main button. Let me cancel it. Okay, double click on main window button, double click on main window button, select the show window property, click on next link, select main window, click on OK, click on OK, then double click on historical trend, then select show window property, click on next link, then select historical trend window. Okay, just only one window should get seen, so that is why click on OK, then click on OK, double click on alarm summary button, then select the show window property, click on next link, then select alarm summary window, click on OK, click on OK, then do the same thing for alarm history button also. Double click on it, choose the show window property, click on next link, then go to the alarm history, or I mean to say select alarm history, click on OK, click on OK. So by this way we have defined the properties for all the buttons. Okay, so we will do the graphical representation for next window. So our next window is tank filling window. So for that, go to the tank filling window. Let us make it large in size. Okay, so for tank filling, as you know, we need one tank, two wall and two buttons. Okay, so for that we will go to the wizard. Then first of all let me select the buttons. So I will select the buttons, and here we are having lots of options. From that I will choose round panel push button. You can choose any one type of button. Click on OK, then click on screen. Let us make it large in size. Okay, so I want another button also, so I will copy it and I will paste it. Okay, so by this way we can duplicate the button. Okay, so now I want tank, so again go to the wizard selection window will get open. Then go to the symbol factory, double click on symbol factory, click on screen, then symbol factory by Richard software will get open. Search for the tanks. Here we are having lots of options. Let me select this type of tank, click on OK. Let us make it large in size and arrange it as per our graphical representation. Okay, then now I want wall, so again go to the wizard, go to the symbol factory, double click on symbol factory, click on screen, search for the walls. Let me select this type of wall, click on OK. Let us make it small in size. Okay, now I want 5, so for that again go to the wizard, then go to the symbol factory, double click on symbol factory, click on screen, then search for the pipes. You are having lots of options over here. Let me select this type of pipe, click on OK. Now I also got the pipe. Okay, so let us complete our graphical representation. Okay, suppose I want my tank over here and I want my tank size this much. Okay, then arrange the pipe properly. Okay, you can also make it large in size. Okay, then I want wall near to the pipe or on the pipe, so let me arrange it. But what happened, it looks at the back side of the pipe, so select the wall, do the right click, there is option back oblique front, so choose the bring to front option so that wall will look to the front of the pipe. Okay, then let us make it large in size and we will arrange it properly. So here you can see my wall is over the pipe now. Okay, so do the same thing for second wall and second pipe. Okay, so for easiest purpose I will select this pipe, copy it and paste it. Okay, I will again copy the wall and I will paste it. Okay, but while after selecting this pipe I don't have any options to rotate it. So why this happened? Because we have taken this pipe from the symbol factory, so that's why we need to break cell for this pipe. Okay, because we have taken the pipe from the cell of the symbol factory, so here is the option of break cell. Okay, here you can see, if I will go to the, okay, this option is the break cell, and now these rotate options are open for me, so I will rotate it and I will arrange my pipe. Okay, let us see whether it is clear or not. Yes, then I want to rotate this wall also, so let us break the cell for it. Here you can see break cell option is here. Okay, then rotate it. Okay, and arrange the wall over the pipe. Okay, so you can also arrange it at this location. Okay, this is proper now. So by this way we have taken one tank, two wall and two pipes. Okay, so let us give the names to all the objects. So for that what we need to do, we need to go for the text. Okay, and just click on the screen and give the name of your object. So this is my start button, so I will give the name as a start button. Then increase the font size of your text, arrange it properly. Okay, then I want to give the name for this object as a stop button, so again go to the text, click on the screen and give the name as a stop. Let us maximize the or increase the font size. Let us arrange it properly. Okay, then let me give the name to the wall 1, wall 2 also. Okay, so go to the text, give the name as a wall 1. Okay, then increase the font size. Okay, then again go to the text, give the name as a wall 2, increase the font size. Okay, then again go to the text and give the name to the tank as a tank. Okay, then increase the font size. Okay, let us arrange the tank name at center. Okay, so now we want to take value display to indicate the tank values. Okay, so for that go to the wizard, there is the option value display, click You can choose any type of value display from over here. Let me select this type of value display. Click on OK. Click on screen and you will get value display over here. Okay, so by this way we have taken all the objects from the wizard and we have given name to each and every object. But in InterSCADA the most important thing is to define the objects. Okay, and give the tag name as well as tag type to the object. Okay, so for that double click on button, push button wizard window will get open. Then give the tag name as a start button. Okay, choose the action as a direct, because when button will be off then it will show in red color, and when button will be on it will show in green color. Okay, so that is why I have chosen direct action over here. Okay, so click on OK. Okay, so we have to define the start, so click on OK. Then here you can see tag name dictionary window will get open. So tag name is start, that we have given previously. Now the tag type is over here, and the tag type for the start button will be memory district, because start button will be on and off, means it is having only two district value. That is why the district is over here. And why memory? Because we are doing program in SCADA itself. So finally our tag type will be memory district, that is chosen already. So just save it and close it. Okay, so by this way we have defined the start button in InterSCADA. Okay, means we have given the tag name and tag type for the start button. So we have to do the same thing for stop button. So double click on stop button, then push button wizard window will get open. Give the tag name as a stop. Okay, choose the action as a direct. Okay, so double click on tag name, then tag name dictionary window will get open. Here the tag name is stop, that we have given previously. Okay, then tag type is memory district, similar to the start button, similar to the start button. So just save it and close it. Click on OK. So now we have to define wall 1 also. So double click on wall 1, but what happened? Symbol Factory by Richard Software will get open. Okay, so why this happened? Because as you know we have taken this wall 1 from the Symbol Factory by Richard Software. So this wall is available in the cell of Symbol Factory. So that is why what we need to do, we need to break the cell for this wall. So for now just click on OK, and here is the option for break cell. Click on it. So by this way what happened, wall 1 will get break from the cell. Okay, so now double click on wall 1, property window will get open. Go to the fill color property and in that select district property, because I want to fill a color for two district values. Okay, so that is why I have chosen this property. Then click on next link and view the expression. Expression is nothing but what? It is similar to the tag name. So my object is wall 1. Okay, and we have to fill the color. So for true value I want to fill the color as a green. Okay, and for false value I want to fill the color red. Okay, now double click on wall 1, then tag name dictionary window will get open. The tag name is wall 1 and type. Okay, so wall 1 is going to on and off, so that is why the tag type is memory district. Okay, so just save it and close it. Click on OK. So by this way we have defined the wall 1 in InterSCADA. So do the same thing for wall 2. Double click on wall 2. Now property window will get open, because we have break the cell for wall 2 at the time of rotating. Okay, so that is why directly there is a property window will get open. Now we have to fill the color for two district values. So that's why go to the fill color property and select district. Okay, Then click on next link, give the expression as a wall to. Okay, then as you know, for true value color will be green and for false value color will be red, similar to the wall one. Okay, so just now double click on wall 2, tag name dictionary window will get open. Then the tag name is wall 2 that we have given previously, and the tag type is memory district. Okay, so just save it and close it. Click on OK. Okay, so the by this way we have defined the wall 2 also. Okay, the remaining thing is tank. Double click on tank. Again, symbol factory by Richard software window will get open. So we need to break the cell for tank. So for now just click on OK and go to the break cell. Okay, so click on break cell and double click on tank. Then property window will get open. Now we want to fill the tank. Okay, so that is why we will go to the percent fill property, and now and we have to fill that tank in vertical direction. So that is why select the vertical property. Then click on next link and give the expression, that is nothing but the tag name. So my object is tank, so I have given the expression as a tank. Now here you can see value at minimum fill is 0 and value at maximum fill is 100. So I want to fill 0 to 100 liter water in tank, so that is why I will keep it as it is, and the direction of filling the water is upward direction. You can also change the background color from over here. Okay, so I don't want to change my background color, so I will keep it as it is. Then double click on tank. Then tag name dictionary window will get open. Here you can see tag name is tank that we have given previously. Now we have to select the tag type. So click on type. Here is the lots of type available. So our tank is going to fill the water from 0 to 100 liter. So that is why the value for the tank will be analog. Okay, so let me select the tag type as a memory real. Then click on OK. Then save it and close it. Now click on OK. Okay, so by this way we have defined all the objects in InterSCADA. One more thing is remaining, this value display. So double click on value display, analog tag name wizard window will get open, and here give the tag name. So I will give the tag name as a tank, because in value display I am going to see the value of tank. Okay, that is why the tag name is tank. Click on OK. Okay, we have done all the things, but in our previous window we have taken this white rectangle and clock. Okay, so we will take this rectangle and clock in tank filling window also. Okay, so let me take that white rectangle and clock in tank filling window. Here you can see I have taken a white rectangle and clock over here and arrange all my graphical representation of tank filling properly. Okay, so let us give the name to this window as a tank filling. So go to the text and give the name tank filling. Okay, let us maximize or increase the font size of our text. Let us arrange it properly. Okay, then now we want one button to switch on the home screen. So for that go to the button and take one button over here, right click on it, go to the substitute, go to the substitute string, give the name as a home, click on OK, increase the font size of our home text. Okay, so this is all about the graphical representation for tank filling window. Okay, as you know, we have to write the script for this program. Okay, so now we are doing the program, or we are doing the project development for multiple window in Interscada. So that is why we need to write the application script. So go to the special and go to the script, choose the application script. So for that, go to the special, then there is the option script, go to the application script, then in condition type, go to the on starter. Here we will assign all the initial values for our object. So initially our start button, so initially our start button will be off, our stop button will be off, wall 1 will be off, wall 2 will be off, tank having 0 water. Okay, so this is the initial condition of all my objects. So let us convert it. It is errorless, that is why cursor went to the first line of program and on startup become bold. Okay, then in condition type, select while running. Then here we have to apply the logic for our complete program. Okay, so the logic is, if I press the start button equal to 1, then what should happen? Then wall 1 equal to 1, and if wall 1 equal to 1 and tank is less than 100, then tank equal to tank plus 1, and if, why I have given this logic if wall 1 equal to 1 and tank is less than 100, because maximum limit of my tank is 100. So when wall 1 is on and tank is less than 100 liter, in that case I want to fill a tank by 1 liter. Okay, then I will write the logic. If tank equal to 100, then wall 1 equal to 0, means I have to make the wall 1 off, and sorry, not and, I have to make the wall 1 equal to 0 and wall 2 equal to 1, and if, okay, and when wall 2 is on, so for that I will apply the logic. If wall 2 equal to 1 and tank is less than 100, tank is less than 0, then tank equal to tank minus 1, and if. Okay, so another one logic is for now the logic for stop button is, if now logic for stop button is, if stop equal to 1, then wall 1 equal to 0, wall 2 equal to 0, tank equal to 0 and if. Okay, so here in every we have to mention the value in between 1 to more than here in every we have to mention the value more than 1. So let me give the value. In every we have to give the value more than 1. Okay, so let me give the value 100 milliseconds. Okay, so we will check our programming. So for that, convert it. Okay, it is errorless, so validate it and click on OK. Okay, so what we have done, we have write the script for this window. Okay, tank filling. Now our fourth window is IO status window. Okay, so in fourth window what we are going to do, we are going to see the input output status. Here our inputs are start button and stop button, and output are wall 1, wall 2 and tank. Okay, okay, so now we are going to do, now we have to do the graphical representation for IO status window. Okay, so in IO status window we are going to see input output status. So our inputs are start button and stop buttons, and outputs are wall 1 and wall 2. Okay, so for that we will go to the IO status window. Let us maximize it. Okay, we will take our white rectangle box over here. We copy the rectangle box from the previous window. Okay, so I will go to the main window, select the rectangle box, then right click on it, copy it and go to the IO status window, just paste it. Okay, and click on the screen. You will get white rectangular box on our screen. Okay, let us copy the clock also. Okay, then go to the IO status window, then paste it. Okay, then click on the screen. You will get the clock. Okay, so now let me give the name IO status. So go to the text and give the name as a IO status. Okay, let us increase the font size so that it will looks better. Let us arrange it properly. Okay, so now I also want home button, so I will copy it. Okay, then go to the IO status window, then I want my home button, so I will just click on screen and do the right click. There is option paste it. Okay, I want my home button over here, so let me check the home button location on my tank filling. Okay, it is at right hand side. Okay, so let us arrange it properly. Okay, so here it is. Then in IO status it is at this location. Okay, let me increase the font size. Okay, so we will check in home window everything is okay. In main window, okay, so we need to increase the font size of home window over here. Okay, then in tank filling, okay, home, the font for the home text is already okay over here. Okay, then in IO status, here we are going to see the input output status. So our input outputs are, so let me tell you, inputs are start button and stop button. So for that we will take a lamp as an indicator. Okay, so go to the wizard and there is a lights in wizard selection window. So go to the lights and we are having some options. Let me select light panel. Okay, as an indicator, click on OK, click on screen. Okay, okay, so we will make it proper in size. Okay, so this is our first indicator, that is for start button. So I will give the name as a start. Let us increase the font size of start, arrange it properly. Okay, then just copy the same button so that we can give the status a status for stop button also. Okay, let us give the name, so stop. Now increase the font size so that it will looks proper. Let us arrange it properly. Okay, now let me go to the tank filling. Here we are having start and stop as a here we are having start and stop as inputs, and vol1 and vol2 are the outputs. So I will take indicators for vol1 and vol2 also. So let me go to the IO status window and now I will select another. Now I will again go to the wizard selection window. There I will select lights and let me select this rectangular light for outputs indicators. Okay, so just click on screen. Let us make it large in size. Okay, so just copy it and paste it. Okay, so we need equal size of all the indicators, so we will arrange it properly. Okay, so let me give the name. So go to the text and give the name vol1. Okay, let me give once again. Okay, so let me give the names to the indicator. So go to the text and give the name as a vol1. Let us increase the font size of vol1, arrange it properly. Okay, then again go to the text and give the name as a vol2. Then increase the font size. Again I need to increase it. Okay, so let us arrange it properly. Okay, so double click on start button. There is a expression. So this is the light wizard window. Okay, and we have to indicate this light when start button is in on condition. Okay, so for that we will give the expression as a start. Okay, when it is in off condition, it will show as a red color. Okay, and when it is in on condition, it will show in green color. Okay, and I want to enable blinking for this indicator, so I will select the medium blink rate for the light, and blink when is on. Okay, then click on OK. Okay, cancel. So there is a no need to blink when. Click on OK. Must enter an expression or cancel. Start. Let us see what will happen. Okay, so now we will also do the same thing. Now we will also do the same thing for stop button. So give the expression as a stop. Okay, then when it is in off condition it will show in red color, and when it is in on condition it will show in green color. I want to enable the blinking, so the blinking rate will be minimum, and blink when stop. Okay, let me give the stop and then click on OK. Then double click on wall 1, give the expression as a wall 1. When it is in off condition then it will show in red color, and when it is in on condition it will show in green color. Enable blink. Okay, then the blinking rate will be minimum. Give the name as a wall 1. Blink when wall 1 is active, then click on OK. Then double click on wall 2, give the expression as a wall 2. When it is in off condition then it will show in red color, and when it is in on condition it will show in green color. And let us enable the blinking. Okay, and the blink rate will be medium, and blink when wall 2 is on. Okay, then click on OK. So by this way we have defined our IO status indicator over here. Okay, so I think it is important to here to arrange it properly. So let me arrange it properly. Okay, okay, and now double click on home button, then choose the show window property, then click on next link. Now we have to go to the, when we will touch on this button we have to show the home window. Okay, so this is selected over here, so just click on OK. Click on OK. Now by this way we have done the graphical representation for our fourth window. Now we will do the graphical representation for our fifth number window, that is nothing but the real trend window. Okay, so go to the real trend window, let us maximize it. Okay, real trend window, let us maximize it. Okay, here we are going to see the real trend of our tank filling program. Okay, so here we are going to see the real trend positions. Here we are going to see the real values of our tank. Okay, so that is why here we are going to see the real time value of our tank. So as we know that we have to create a rectangular white box, so we will copy it from the previous window. Okay, then go to the real trend, just paste it. Okay, then click on screen, you will get the rectangular white box, because this is I have taken for proper presentation. Okay, so now I want clock. Okay, so I will take it from the previous window. Okay, then go to the real trend, just paste it. Okay, just click on screen and arrange it at your location. Okay, so now let me give the name to this window as a real trend. So for that, go to the text and give the name as a real trend. Okay, let us increase the font size of our title. Okay, so let us arrange it at proper location. So now we want home button also. So go to the previous window and just copy the home button. Okay, then paste it on our real train window. Click on screen. I want my home button over here. Okay, now here we are going to see the real train view for our tank. Okay, so as you know that at right hand side there is a real time trend. Okay, so just click on screen. Okay, here is a real time trend. Just select it and draw on our window. Okay, so you will get real time trend graph over here. Let us make it large in size. Okay, because we are having space over there. Okay, let us arrange it properly. Now double click on real trend. Give the comment as a real time trend. Okay, then select the time span. Let me select the time span as a 10 seconds. Then in sample, go to the interval. Let me select the 10 millisecond as an interval. Then in major division oblique time label, we will just change the color. Okay, in major division oblique value label, we will just change the color. Let me select the black color. Okay, so now we will give the expression, that is nothing but the tank, because in real time trend we are going to see the value of tank. Okay, let me select the width as a 2. You can select any width as per your requirement. Okay, you can also change the color, but I want green itself. Okay, so now just click on OK. Okay, so here you can see your x-axis and y-axis becomes in black in color. Okay, and this is our pen that will draw the value of our tank in real time. Okay, so by this way we have done the graphical representation for our real time trend window. Okay, here I have given just real trend. You can also edit the name. Okay, so let me give the name over here. Go to the substitute. For that, go to the substitute string and give the name real time trend. Okay, so just click on it, so it will be more clear to you. Okay, so here I have given just real trend, that is just for short, that I have given in short form. Okay, don't get it other meaning. Okay, so now our 6 number window is historical trend. So I will go to the historical trend window. Let us make it large in size so that we can do the graphical representation properly. Okay, so again we will take our white rectangular box. Let me select it. Okay, just copy it, then go to the historical trend window, just paste it. Okay, then click on the screen. You will get your white box. Why I am copying, why I am doing copy and paste? Because the size of rectangular box will be same for all the windows. Okay, so that is why I am doing this. Then I also want clock, so I will select the clock from the previous windows. Okay, then historical trend and just paste it. Okay, click on the screen, you will get your clock over here. Now I want to give the name to the window, so this is my historical trend window, so I will go to the text and give the name as a historical trend, because here I am going to see the historical trend. Okay, let us increase the font size so that it will be visible to proper. Okay, it will, so that it will visible us to proper, it will be easy, it will be proper to visible. Let us make it let us increase the font size so that it will be proper to visible. Okay, so historical trend. We also want a home button, so just copy from the previous windows and just paste it on the historical trend. Okay, so I need to paste at other place, so that's why this comes. So just paste it and let us arrange it at right hand side of our window. Okay, now we want historical trend, so here at right hand side there is option historical trend. Double click on it, then draw the historical trend on our window. Okay, let us make it large in size and we will arrange the position of our historical trend. Okay, it is proper in size. Double click on historical trend, then historical trend configuration window will get open. Let us give the historical tag as a HT. Then in chat time, initial time span will be, let me select 10 seconds. Then in initial display mode, okay, minimum is as it is. Okay, then for measure division oblique time label, let me select the black color so that my x-axis will be in black color. In measure division oblique value label, let me select black color, so my y-axis will be in the black color. Okay, here we have to give the tag name, so let me give the name as a tank, because we are going to see the value of tank in historical trend. Okay, so that is why we have taken the tag name as a tank. So you can also change the color of your pen. Let me select this green itself. Okay, and let me give the width as a 2. Okay, then double click on historical tag, then tag name dictionary will get open. Then click on log data, log event. Okay, then go to the type, that is nothing but the tag type. In this, let me select hist trend, then click on OK, then just save it and close it. Okay, then double click on tag name for the tag, then here click on log data and log event, then select the minimum value as a 0, because in our tank minimum value will be 0 and maximum value as a 100, because maximum value will be 100 liter water. Okay, then just save it and close it. Okay, then click on OK. Then we have to store all these historical trend values, so that is why go to the special, there is a configure. Okay, then go to the historical logging, then click on enable historical logging. Then you can keep log file for 1, 2, 3 or many other days. Let me select 1 day. You can choose any number of value over here. Then store log files in application directory. Okay, then just click on OK. Okay, so this window maker will, this block will come. Just click on OK. Okay, so by this way we have done the graphical representation for historical trend also. Now our 7th number window will be alarm summary. Okay, so for that we will go to the alarm summary window, then make it large in size. Okay, again here we want a white rectangular block, so let me select it from the previous window. Okay, then copy it, then just paste it. Okay, then we also want clock over here. Let me select the clock from the previous window. Okay, then go to the alarm summary, just paste it, click on the screen and you will get the clock also. Okay, I also want home button, so let me select the home button that is available on another window, so that's why I go to the IO status, just copy it, then go to the alarm summary window and just click on the screen and paste it. Click on the screen, you will get home button. Let us arrange it at right hand side of our window. Okay, this is our alarm summary window, so let me give the name. So go to the text and give the name as the alarm summary. Here I am going to see the alarm summary for my tank filling program. Let us increase the font size so that it will visible proper to us. Okay, so let us arrange it properly. Okay, so to take the alarm summary block, go to the wizard, then there is an option for alarm display. Select the alarm display, click on OK, then click on screen, then you will get alarm summary. Okay, so just make it large in size. Okay, let us arrange it properly. Okay, so here we are going to see the summary for alarm. Double click on it. Okay, so we can give the display name as alarm summary. Okay, let me give the name as a summary. Then here query type will be summary and just click on OK. Okay, so by this way we have done the graphical representation for alarm summary. Now our last window is alarm history. Okay, let us make it large in size. Okay, so then take a white rectangular box from the previous window. Let me copy it, then go to the alarm history, then paste it. Okay, then I want clock also, so I will copy it. Okay, then just paste it. Okay, I also want home button, so just copy it from the previous windows and paste it. Okay, so I have arranged my clock and home button at right hand side of my window. This is my alarm summary window, so let me give the name as a alarm history. Okay, this is my alarm history window, so let me give the name as the alarm history. So go to the text and give the name as the alarm history. Okay, let us make it large in size, or we can say let us increase the font size for alarm history. Okay, so go to the wizard, then wizard selection window will get open. Then go to the alarm display, select the alarm display, click on OK, click on screen, make it large in size. Okay, let me select it properly. Okay, so just double click on alarm history graph. Okay, then alarm configuration window will get open. View the display name as a alarm summary. Let me give the name as a view the display name as a alarm history. Let me give the name as a history. Okay, then choose the query type as a historical, then click on OK. Okay, so as you know that to see the alarm history over here, we also want to do something, that is the go to the tank filling, double click on tank, then click on next link, then double click on tank, then here go to the details and alarms. Okay, so here choose the alarm as a low for 10. The alarm will be as a low alarm for the value of 20-liter water in a tank, high alarm for the value of 80-liter water in tank, high alarm for the 90-liter value in tank. Okay, then just save it and close it. Okay, so here click on OK. So by this way we have done all the required configuration defining stage of our program. Okay, so now we will go to the runtime view. Okay, so let us go to the runtime and just click on OK, click on ignore, click on OK. Here alarm history window is open first of all, so we will go to the home and then from main window. Okay, so as you can see, this is our main window. Okay, here you can see the time is 10:15 p.m. and the today's date is 2nd of January 2021. Welcome to Desire Automation's project, that is nothing but the multiple window in the SCADA. Okay, project is done by Desire Automation. This is our contact, this is dummy contact actually. Okay, so if I press on this home button, then what will happen, let us see. Okay, I am just clicking on it. So what happened, home window will get open. Okay, so let me click on main button. So here you can see main window will get open. So this is how we can switch to the multiple window. Okay, so let me go to the home again. Now I want to go to the tank filling window, so that I will just click on tank filling button. Then you can see tank filling window will get open. Okay, here you can see as you know that we have done application script for this program. Okay, so let us see whether it is working properly or not. So for that, let us press the start button. Then valve 1 is on, tank is filling in upward direction by 1 liter. It will fill the water up to 100 liter. Okay, then valve 1 is off and valve 2 should get when valve 2 is on, it should drain out the water by 1 liter, but it is not draining out the water. So we need to do some changes in our application script. Okay, so for that we will go to the development and just go to the special, then go to the script, then go to the application script, then go to the while running. Okay, here when valve 2 equal to 1, and here we have to mention if tank is greater than 0, then tank is equal to tank minus 1. Okay, this is the correction that we must have to do that. I have done now. Okay, just convert it, click on OK, then go to the runtime. Okay, now you can see the tank is draining out the water from the tank by 1 liter. Okay, let me show you the same things repeatedly. If I press the start button, valve 1 is on. Okay, if I press the start button, valve 1 is on and tank is filling in upward direction by 1 liter up to 100 liter, and when it is 100 liter, valve 1 is off and valve 2 is on, and it is draining out water by 1 liter from the tank. Okay, then when tank equal to 0, I need to switch off the valve 2. Okay, so we need to check our application script. Go to the development, then go to the special, go to the script, then go to the application script, then go to the while running. Okay, here we have to write if valve 2 equal to no. Here we must have to type a logic for if tank equal to 0, then valve 2 equal to 0, and if. Okay, so let us convert it. It is errorless, then validate it, click on OK. Okay, now let us go to the runtime. So if I press the start button, valve 1 is on, tank is filling in upward direction by 1 liter up to 100 liter. When it gets filled, valve 1 is off, valve 2 is on, and it is draining out the water by 1 liter from the tank. And when tank equal to 0, valve 2 becomes off. Okay, and in meanwhile, if I press the stop button, then all the things should get reset. Okay, so now our application script for tank filling is totally correct. Okay, so let me go to the home window. If I click on the home window, then here we can see the real-time status, real-time value of our tank. Okay, so now our tank is having 0 liter water, that is why it is showing the 0. Okay, so if you want to see the value, then we need to start our button. So for that we will go to the home, we will go to the tank filling window, and we will press the start button. Okay, now our process is working. Okay, so go to the home and go to the real trend window. Here you can see our tank is filled up to 100 liter. Now our tank is draining out the water from the tank. Now our tank is draining out the water. Now our tank having the value of okay, so again let me show you. So go to the tank filling, then press the start button. Okay, then you can see tank is filling in upward direction. So let us see the real-time value of our tank. So this is the water in tank is filling up to 100 and it is draining out by 1 liter because of valve 2. Okay, up to 0 liter. Here you can see at this moment water is empty now. Okay, so this is the real-time value for our tank. Okay, then go to the home now. Okay, suppose now I want to see the historical values. Okay, so for that we will go to the tank filling window. First of all, let me press the start button and again go to the real train, and if I want to see the historical value for this time, 23 hours 5 minutes 45 seconds. Okay, so I will go to the historical train, click on it, and we will give the time as a 25 hours 5 minutes, 5 minutes and 2 seconds. Okay, then just click on OK. Click on OK. Okay, sorry, it is 23. So just click on OK. So here you can see the historical value, means the value of my time in history, in past time. What is in past time, what was the status of my time? Okay, so that we can see over here. Okay, so by this way our historical trend will work. Okay, so let us go to the home again, and now we want to see the alarms. Okay, so let me first of all start the button. Okay, go to the home, go to the alarm history. Here we will see the alarm summary. Okay, so let us see which alarm. The high alarm is created over here. High alarm. Okay, let us wait until next alarm generated. Okay, now low alarm is generated over here. Okay, so again go to the home. Let me press the button. Go to the home, go to the alarm summary. Here you can see the summary for the alarms. High alarm is, then high alarm is generated. Now low alarm is generated. Okay, so here we are just seeing summary of alarms. Okay, so now if I want to see the alarm history, then for that I need to go in alarm history window. So first of all we will go to home, we will go to the tank filling, we will press the start button, and again we will go to the home, then click on alarm history button. Here we can see the history of all alarms. So here we will see all the alarms generated in. Okay, low alarm is generated. Low alarm. Okay, let me start the process once again. So for that go to the tank filling, press the start button. Okay, now we can also see the high alarms over here. High alarm, high alarm, high alarm. Low alarm, low alarm is generated. Okay, so this is all the alarm history is over here. Okay, so by this way we can do the multiple window in Interscada. Okay, so I hope you like it very much, and if you like our video, then don't forget to click on like button, and please also make sure that you have subscribed our channel, and thank you so much for watching our video.